There's something sacred about the quiet rituals of our mornings. The way you stir a splash of milk into your coffee, drizzle it over a bowl of oats, or sip it alongside a warm piece of toast. These are the small comforts that ground us, moments that feel as familiar as an old friend. But what if the milk you've trusted for years, the one you pour without a second thought, is silently working against you? For those of us over 60, our bodies don't whisper their changes. They hum them softly, in ways we might not notice until it's too late. Maybe it's a heaviness after breakfast that lingers longer than it should, a fog in your mind that clouds your clarity, or an ache in your joints that feels just a little too persistent. These aren't always signs of age. They could be signals from a habit so routine you've never questioned it. The milk you choose isn't just about taste. It's a daily decision that touches your heart, your bones, your digestion, and even the sharpness of your memories. After 60, every choice matters more, not because life is fragile, but because it's precious. And today, we're going to uncover 3 types of milk that could be quietly harming you, milks many seniors reach for every day without realizing the risks. More importantly, we'll share 3 nourishing, gentle alternatives that can lift your energy, strengthen your body, and bring a lightness to your days you might not have felt in years. This isn't about fear or restriction. It's about wisdom, the kind that comes from listening to your body and making small, intentional shifts to honor the life you've built. You don't need to change everything to feel better. Sometimes, it starts with something as simple as the milk in your cup. So, join us as we explore how to choose better, live lighter, and embrace the years ahead with clarity and strength. Before we begin, if you're ready to discover more ways to live healthier and wiser in your golden years, give that subscribe button a gentle tap and join our community. Your journey to a stronger, brighter you starts right here. Section 1. The first milk seniors should avoid: whole milk. For so many of us, whole milk feels like a piece of home. It's the rich, velvety taste of childhood breakfasts, the comforting swirl in your morning tea, or the creamy base of a cherished recipe passed down through generations. But as we cross into our 60s and beyond, our bodies start to tell a different story. What once nourished us might now be weighing us down, not because it's inherently bad, but because our bodies have changed in ways we don't always see. Let me share a story about Evelyn, a 67-year-old grandmother who loved her daily ritual of whole milk in her oatmeal. Every morning, she'd sit by her kitchen window, savoring the creamy warmth as she watched the world wake up. But over time, she noticed a heaviness after breakfast, a sluggishness that made her feel tired before the day even began. At first, she blamed her age, thinking, this is just what happens. But when she started feeling bloated and her doctor flagged rising cholesterol levels, the truth came into focus. The whole milk she'd trusted for decades was no longer her friend. Here's why whole milk can be a hidden challenge for seniors. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at processing saturated fats, which whole milk is rich in. These fats can raise LDL cholesterol, the bad kind that clogs arteries, strains the heart, and increases the risk of cardiovascular issues. According to heart health studies, seniors over 60 are particularly vulnerable to these effects because our blood vessels grow more fragile and our livers slow down in breaking down fats. That creamy richness doesn't just sit in your coffee, it can quietly build up, raising blood pressure and putting extra pressure on a heart that's already working harder. But the impact goes beyond the heart. Whole milk is calorie-dense, and as our metabolism naturally slows with age, those extra calories can creep into unwanted weight gain, often around the belly, hips, or knees. This added weight doesn't just affect how you feel. It puts stress on joints already prone to stiffness or arthritis, making every step a little harder. And then there's lactose, the natural sugar in milk that many seniors struggle to digest. That bloating, that post-breakfast drowsiness, or even those vague stomach discomforts, they might not be from your meal. They could be from the milk you've poured for years without a second thought. Evelyn's doctor suggested a simple shift: swap whole milk for a lighter, heart-friendlier alternative. At first, she hesitated. Whole milk was part of her routine, her comfort. But when she made the change, the difference was undeniable. The heaviness lifted, her energy returned, and her cholesterol levels started to stabilize. "I didn't realize how much that one choice was holding me back," she said, smiling. "Now, my mornings feel like mine again." So, how can you protect yourself? If whole milk is a staple, consider phasing it out gradually. Start by mixing it half and half with a lighter alternative for a week, then transition fully. Look for milks with lower saturated fat and no lactose to ease digestion. We'll share 3 perfect options later in this video. If you love the creamy texture, try a plant-based milk with a similar mouthfeel but none of the hidden risks. And most importantly, listen to your body. If you feel sluggish, bloated, or heavy after your morning routine, it might be time to ask, is my milk still serving me? This isn't about giving up what you love, it's about choosing what loves you back. Letting go of whole milk doesn't mean losing comfort. It means gaining clarity, energy, and a heart that beats a little stronger. If this resonates with you, drop the number 1 in the comments below to let us know you're rethinking whole milk. And keep watching, because the next 2 milks to avoid will open your eyes to even more ways to protect your health. Section 2. The second milk seniors should avoid: sweetened condensed milk. There's something undeniably comforting about sweetened condensed milk. It's the taste of tradition, a drizzle in your coffee, a swirl in a dessert, or that single spoonful that brings back memories of family gatherings and simpler times. For many of us, it's more than just the ingredient. It's a small piece of the past. But as we step into our 60s and beyond, the sweetness we once cherished can become a quiet burden on our bodies, affecting us in ways we might not even notice until the damage is done. Let me tell you about Harold, a 72-year-old retired carpenter who loved his morning ritual of tea with a touch of sweetened condensed milk. It was his moment of calm, a habit he'd carried for decades. But over the past year, Harold started feeling foggy by mid-morning, struggling to focus on his crossword puzzles. His joints ached more than usual, and his energy seemed to fade faster. At first, he thought it was just aging catching up with him. But during a routine checkup, his doctor pointed to a surprising culprit: that small spoonful of sweetened condensed milk. "It's not just sugar," she said. "It's how it's quietly reshaping your health." Here's why sweetened condensed milk is a hidden risk for seniors. This thick, syrupy milk is packed with refined sugar, which causes sharp spikes and crashes in blood sugar levels. For older adults, these fluctuations don't just affect energy, they can cloud your mind, leading to forgetfulness, irritability, or that mental haze that steals your clarity. Studies on aging and nutrition show that high sugar intake is linked to chronic inflammation, a silent process that fuels joint pain, stiffens arteries, and weakens the immune system. That single spoonful, though small, can lay the groundwork for bigger health challenges over time. Beyond sugar, sweetened condensed milk combines high fat with that sweetness, a duo that can disrupt your body's lipid balance. This combination can lead to fat buildup in the liver, a condition called fatty liver disease that's increasingly common among seniors, but often goes unnoticed until it affects metabolism, energy, and overall vitality. And then there's digestion. The heavy, sticky texture of condensed milk can slow your gut, leaving you bloated or sluggish after breakfast, a feeling that lingers and makes the day feel harder than it should. For a body that's already navigating the changes of age, this milk isn't the comfort it seems. It's a weight you don't need to carry. When Harold's doctor suggested cutting out sweetened condensed milk, he was skeptical. It's just a spoonful, he thought. But she encouraged him to try a lighter alternative for a month. Harold made the switch, and the results surprised him. His mental fog lifted, his joints felt less stiff, and he had more energy to tinker in his workshop. "I didn't realize how much that little habit was dragging me down," he said. "Now, I feel like I've got a piece of myself back." So, how can you protect yourself if sweetened condensed milk is part of your routine? Start by reducing it gradually. Try cutting the amount in half for a week, then replace it entirely with a naturally sweet, low-sugar alternative. Check labels for no added sugar options, and avoid milks with artificial sweeteners, which can cause their own issues. If you crave that creamy sweetness, look for plant-based milks with a smooth texture. We'll share 3 perfect choices soon. And pay attention to how you feel after your morning cup. If you're tired, foggy, or bloated, it might be time to ask, is this sweetness worth the cost to my health? This isn't about denying yourself joy. It's about choosing habits that lift you up instead of holding you back. Letting go of sweetened condensed milk is a small act of care, a way to honor your body with the clarity and energy it deserves. If this hits home, drop the number 2 in the comments below to let us know you're rethinking condensed milk. And stick with us, because the next milk to avoid will reveal another surprising way to safeguard your health. Continuing the YouTube video content for seniors, 3 milks you should never drink, and 3 milks you must choose. Instead, I'll craft the section for the 3rd type of milk to avoid for seniors over 60. This section will maintain the emotional, relatable, and wisdom-driven tone of the previous parts. Incorporate a fresh anecdote, provide clear health insights based on general knowledge, and ensure the content is engaging, original, and compliant with YouTube's fair use principles. The narrative will be detailed, actionable, and resonate with the audience's desire for practical, heartfelt health choices. Section 3. The 3rd milk seniors should avoid: rice milk. Rice milk often feels like the gentle choice. It's light, slightly sweet, and seems like a safe haven for those of us avoiding dairy or seeking something easy on the stomach. For many seniors, it's the go-to when the body starts to protest heavier milks. A quiet compromise that feels like it's doing no harm. But beneath its delicate texture lies a truth that might surprise you. Rice milk may be one of the least nourishing options for your aging body, and its hidden drawbacks could be quietly undermining your health. Let me share a story about Margaret, a 69-year-old retired librarian who switched to rice milk after noticing discomfort with dairy. She loved its mild flavor in her morning smoothies, thinking it was a healthier choice. But over time, Margaret felt weaker, her energy dipping by midday, and she struggled to keep up with her daily walks. She chalked it up to getting older, but during a visit with her nutritionist, she learned the real issue. Rice milk was starving her body of the nutrients she needed most. "I thought I was being kind to my body," she said, "but I was missing out on what it really needed to thrive." Here's why rice milk is a risky choice for seniors. First, it's strikingly low in nutritional value, particularly protein, which is critical for older adults. As we age, muscle mass naturally declines, and our bones lose density, increasing the risk of falls and fractures. Protein is the building block that helps maintain strength, repair tissues, and keep you steady on your feet. Rice milk offers almost none of it, leaving your body undernourished when it needs support the most. Nutrition studies highlight that seniors over 60 need adequate protein daily to preserve mobility and vitality, and rice milk simply doesn't deliver. Then there's the issue of blood sugar. Rice milk has a high glycemic index, meaning it can cause rapid spikes and crashes in blood sugar levels. For seniors, especially those managing diabetes or prediabetes, these fluctuations can lead to fatigue, mental fog, and irritability symptoms that drain the joy from your day. Many brands add sweeteners to enhance rice milk's flavor, amplifying this problem and making it harder to maintain stable energy. Over time, these swings can stress your body, quietly eroding your clarity and stamina. Another concern is less obvious but just as serious: rice milk's potential to carry trace amounts of arsenic, a toxin absorbed by rice from soil and water. While levels in rice milk are generally considered safe, aging kidneys and livers are less efficient at filtering toxins. Daily consumption could lead to a slow buildup, placing unnecessary strain on your body. For seniors who need to protect their long-term health, this is a risk worth avoiding. Margaret's nutritionist explained that rice milk's light appearance was deceptive. It wasn't nourishing her, and it was subtly working against her. When Margaret switched to a nutrient-rich alternative, the change was remarkable. Her energy stabilized, her walks became easier, and she felt stronger in her daily tasks. "I didn't realize how much I was missing," she said. "Now, I feel like I'm giving my body what it deserves." So, how can you protect yourself if rice milk is in your routine? Consider replacing it with a milk that offers real nourishment, ones we'll share soon that are packed with protein and gentle on your system. Start by checking labels for protein content. Aim for at least 4-8 grams per serving to support your muscles and bones. If you enjoy rice milk's lightness, try a plant-based milk with a similar texture but better nutrition. And listen to your body if you feel tired, shaky, or weak after your morning drink. It might be time to ask, is my milk giving me strength, or is it holding me back? This isn't about chasing trends or overcomplicating your choices. It's about honoring your body with what it needs to shine. Letting go of rice milk is a small step toward a stronger, more vibrant you. If this resonates, drop the number 3 in the comments below to let us know you're rethinking rice milk. And keep watching, because we're about to reveal 3 incredible milks that will nourish your body and lift your spirit. As you pour that splash of milk into your morning coffee or stir it into your oatmeal, it's more than just a routine. It's a quiet moment of care, a choice that sets the tone for your day. But as we've learned today, not all milks honor the body that's carried you through these years. Whole milk, sweetened condensed milk, and rice milk, each one might feel familiar, even comforting, but they can silently weigh down your heart, your clarity, and your strength. And yet, in their place, we've discovered 3 gentle alternatives: fermented soy milk, unsweetened almond milk, and calcium-fortified oat milk that nourish you in ways that feel like a gift to your future self. This journey isn't about perfection or drastic change. It's about pausing to listen to your body, to notice the subtle ways it asks for something different. Maybe it's the heaviness that lingers after breakfast, the fog that clouds your thoughts, or the energy that slips away too soon. These are not just signs of age, they're invitations to choose better, to choose wiser. And sometimes that choice is as simple as the milk in your cup. Imagine starting tomorrow with a new ritual, a milk that lifts you up, that leaves you feeling light, clear, and ready for the day. Picture the strength in your steps, the sharpness in your mind, and the warmth in your heart. knowing you've made one small shift to protect the life you love. That's not just health, it's wisdom. It's the quiet power of living with intention, of saying to yourself, I'm here, and I'm worth caring for. At Senior Wellness Advice, we're here to walk with you through these years, sharing the kind of wisdom that doesn't shout but whispers, because the smallest changes often hold the greatest power. So, take a moment today. Look at the milk you reach for each morning and ask, is it serving me, or is it time for something new? Your body already knows the answer. If this video stirred a thought, a feeling, or a quiet resolve to try something different, we'd love to hear about it. Drop a comment below and tell us, what milk are you letting go of? Or what new one will you try? Your story might be the spark someone else needs to make a change. And if you found value here, please share this video with someone you care about, a friend, a parent, a loved one. One small share could help them live a little lighter, a little longer. For more gentle, heartfelt tips to thrive in your golden years, tap that subscribe button and join our community. Let's keep growing stronger, wiser, and more connected, one morning at a time. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you in the next video.